Good morning to all of you. Namaskar. Nice to be here with all the friends. Particularly nice to know in a renewed way Mr. Chaudhary from MEDA, Mr. Sardeshmukh from Maratha Chamber of Commerce, Industry and Agriculture, Professor Lydia Spirkovich, who is leading the science and technology collaboration between India and Italy, and my friends from Italy, Marco and Paolo, and number of speakers, experts, and entrepreneurs and interested future entrepreneurs in the audience. I've been asked to speak on outcome of Copenhagen. I feel like closing my speech right now. I'm not sure what exactly happened. But let me tell you something which is happening here first. So let me start with the good news and then we'll see what happened in Copenhagen. The good news is today is 21st of December, just 2 days after the Copenhagen. There's a lot of talk in Copenhagen and we have started walking already. Not that we are just sitting, we were walking, but I can see that pace of that walk has now accelerated. We just heard from Mr. Chaudhary and Mr. Sardeshmukh that just yesterday, 140 million, was it dollars or rupees? Rupees plant, a small plant. It's a small beginning. But every long march has to make a small step. That solar plant was inaugurated yesterday. I think it is an inspiring example. It's an inspiring example of what India can really walk instead of talk. The National Action Plan on Climate Change was released in June 2008. That was nearly 1.5 years before the Copenhagen meeting by the Prime Minister's Office of India. The similar action plan was launched later on by China, much ahead of Copenhagen meeting. So we can see that it may not be legally binding, but is morally binding activities have already been started by the big superpowers, which are emerging now in the climate change issues. So the walk has begun. And today is a sort of a symbolic support to that walk, that it's not just establishing plant, it's not just adopting a technology, it's a question of sustaining it through development of human resources. And that's what we have started it on 21st December, just few days after the Copenhagen meeting. I liked Marco's idea. He calls it the agenda of today's meeting as an Agenda 21. I don't know how many of you remember that in 1992, the world leaders got together in Rio and they adopted a blueprint, about 800-page document, which is called as Agenda 21. It talked about what this world will do in the 21st century. Today, we have this Agenda 21 related to the climate change. We are beginning in a small way. The right kind of inspiring audience, the enthusiastic attendance is here, and we are going to make that beginning today. When we talk about Italy and India collaboration, I know most of it, especially the young people, have at the back of their mind a name of Sonia Gandhi. And we say that, oh, the connection is probably there. Let me remind you, I'm not a student of history. I'm a chemical engineer from IIT Mumbai. But I remember it very clearly that Italy and India collaboration started through a thought process which was expressed in a very detailed chapter of Mahatma Gandhi, who compared the Young India movement with the Young Italy movement. And it was Joseph Mazzini who very thoughtfully talked about independence of Italy from Austria. And he said, what kind of new young Italy he wants to see in future through a very thoughtful evolution, and utilizing the young spirit of Italy at that time. And Mahatma Gandhi wanted to follow the same ideas about what Joseph Mazzini said about his thoughtfulness and his thoughtful issues of how to use the young India spirit to get going and develop a sustainable. It was about few decades back this collaboration has started in what is called as a thoughtful footings. And today we see that that collaboration is taking place with young India. 70% of Indian population is below 35 today. No other nation in the world has such a young population. Italy definitely growing old. We cannot compare. We cannot call a young in Italy now. But I see the presence of young entrepreneurs like Marco Bioni and Paolo Bioni here representing young Italy with young aspirations. And we feel that that kind of aspiration is needed. Young aspirations and the young people of India have to put the human resources together to make sure that this renewable energy revolution, which is going to start in India, a reality.